Oh, Mr. Wonderful is back for part two, and he's not happy. So I unbox the item. And in case you missed it, go back, catch part one, see my reaction. I mean, this is the first time it's happened on this Floyd's pickups where I had to actually make a part two because I actually stopped the footage from the first part, and then now we're continuing part two here. But this has never happened. And if you go back and looked at all the Floyd's pickups, all 23 of them that we have done together, I've never had this happen where the products came in and they were broken. So let's go ahead and rewind this. So let's take a look at this first item that I purchased from 607 JJ or J Johnson 3177 from New York. So I purchased the vintage cutter because actually I purchased the killer whale, which cutter came with. In case you're not aware, I'm talking about vintage GI Joes, but cutter did come with the killer whale, and I purchased the killer whale, and you'll see that in a little bit. And I already knew that cutter was broken, the crotch was broken, so I was like, okay, let me go on eBay and purchase a clean cutter that his crotch isn't broken. So I opened this one up. I actually just looked at the photos that the person showed me, and the crotch wasn't broken when he, based on the photos in that he has displayed on his page for this auction. But his crotch is broken when he came in. Look at his crotch is broken. So if you want to go see that live, I actually showed that live where his crotch is broken right there. So not happy about that because his crotch shouldn't have been broken based on the photos. I'm not happy about that. So I might have to leave some negative feedback for that. I'm going to get in contact with them and see if we can figure that one out. So now here we go. So the killer whale. Okay, I purchased this from, where are you at? From TTP 718. So, all right. So the killer whale. So the killer whale is back from 1984. So I'm not expecting the cleanest one, but I did check the description. It said that there was a broken wheel, so I purchased the wheel. If you want to go back to part one of Floyd's pickups, you'll see that I purchased the wheel because that's the only piece I thought it was broken. So after I unboxed everything, I cleaned everything. I got a cotton Q-tips, put water, basically cleaned around the killer whale. Now let's take a look how it looks. So the reason why I purchased this one, and I spent a good amount of money on this sucker, I purchased this because I saw the photos and I looked really in depth regarding the photos on this sucker, and it looked clean. I mean, it is clean to a certain extent. The decals are amazing, are good. That's what was one of the main things. One was it's all functioning and it's all complete and there's no broken parts. Two, all the decals are where they need to be and they're clean. So the decals are clean on this. Don't get me wrong. The decals are really clean. I mean, this is a beast. It's not heavy, but it's a beast of an actual toy. And I still got to clean this around, make it nice and clean. I may have to take this, maybe call some local vintage toy stores around my area and see if they maybe have somebody that can clean this up and then make it nice and shiny, and also maybe fix a couple of these parts. I may have to order some more parts on eBay, but I'm going to talk to the seller because there's some pieces that are broken I'm not very happy about because it was never mentioned on the description. So I'm a little upset about that. So, but basically, I mean, the item was packaged great, but I just don't know how the pieces got broken along the way. But I'm very upset about that. So let's take a look at the first piece. So this is where the ramp goes. I have the ramp right here, and I'll show you that. But see that these are clear brakes. So this was never said on the description that this is completely broken. I don't even know how I would be able to get that fixed. I can't. I mean, I would probably have to basically buy a brand new this all brand new. And I don't know about doing that, because I mean, it has all the decals, which is one of the main reasons why I wanted this, is because of that. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that. So that's broken. As you can hear, there's some pieces roaming around there. Besides that, I feel like it's complete. This, though, doesn't work. So this, basically this button right here, this you push down, and then there's a sled, and I'll show you that in a little bit, but it shoots out. That doesn't work. I'm not too concerned about that, because I just want it mainly for looks. But at the same time, I mean, that's broken, so the looks aren't there. But besides that, from what I can see, it looks good, right? I cleaned it up a little bit, took a little bit of the dirt off, but this is a classic piece from like my childhood. I remember my cousin actually had this, and I always wanted it, but that's the whole reason why I really wanted it, because I remember he had it and I always wanted it. So this is what basically brought me to buy this, but it was always so hard for me to buy it because I could never find a clean one. And here I thought I found a clean one, and it turns out this one's broken. So let's take a look at okay. So back to this. So the wheels, 3 wheels are good, right? Boom, boom. This is the one that's broken, but I bought a replacement, so I'm not worried about that. I'm more worried about the ramp door. So got these 2 in, right? These go on the actual thing, on the actual killer whale. But as you can see, this piece is broken right here, and then this piece is broken right here. So when I'm going, these are basically, let me get focused. There you go. So these basically go on this little lever, and I'll show you the lever, and it basically holds it up. You can go like that, or you can go like that. But since these outer pieces are broken, there's no way of holding it. I'm sure I can buy these on eBay from that person I bought that wheel from. But at the same time, I'm kind of nervous because these do have the decals, and that's what I really want, is to keep all the decals perfect. And where I'm talking about is where these go is on this little lever right here. They hold them up, and it just basically does that. But since that outer piece or the inner piece is broken, it will not hold. It won't hold at all. So a little upset about that. And both of them are broken, so I can't hang those. And here's actually one little piece right there from that. Now we have these. All these are intact. There's 6 of them. Oh, I'm sorry, there's 5 of them. So we got all 5. I believe that's what should have came with the killer whale. The vanes, so these vanes right here typically are broken, and they go on the back of the killer whale. So these are good, and that's what I'm surprised at. Those are actually good, and those aren't broken. Here's the motorcycle that goes on the side of the killer whale. So if I was able to put this all together, I'm not going to do it because it would go like that. So it goes intact just like that. So this, from what I see, is clean. I cleaned it up, looks good. Here is the little sled that pops out from the ramp. This shoots out. This is clean. I love all the decals are amazing on this. All right, so here, basically, these are the rudders. So this, I want to say this goes like this, like that. So, boom, and then you got your rudders, and then on this, there's a button, and then you push it, and it actually wheels these around. So these are all intact from what I see. I'm going to have to go back and watch some of those YouTube videos that I watched on the killer whale just to make sure that these are all the pieces that I need. And then here's the ramp door. Okay, so this is the door that's broken. So this does not hold at all. I mean, it holds to a certain extent, but if you can see that piece, it's broken right there. This one has it. It's a little tiny lever. And this one's perfectly fine, but this one's broken. So a little upset about this because I can buy a ramp door, but like I said, the decals is what's going to screw it all up. And I can't find the decals anywhere, like just to buy a sheet of decals. So, and then this is supposed to hook on to there. So it's supposed to be like that, right? But I mean, it stays to a certain extent. I can't mess around with it, but I may have to. I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. But yeah, so I'm a little upset about those things. Definitely gonna have to get with the seller and figure out what they can do for me. Maybe refund some of this money back. I don't know, because I paid a lot of money for this fucking thing. Trust me. So I'm a little upset with this. This is Cutter. I didn't get a chance to open him. I'm not really worried about him because I already know he's broken. So I could care less about this. That was the whole reason why I bought that new Cutter, because I knew this sucker was going to be broken. And I wasn't like, I mean, I can always pick up a new Cutter. That's not a big deal. But when I buy a Cutter thinking he's supposed to be solid and that one's fucking broken, now it makes me a little bit pissed off. So looks like they have this be aware one small crotch piece is missing. So they even left me a note letting me know, but I already knew because I read the description about this. So here's Cutter again, Cutter number 2, with the same thing happening to him with his crotch broken right there. So I got 2 Cutters, right? 2 Cutters right here, and both of them with their crotch broken. So that sucks with that. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Well, I'm gonna definitely get in contact with the seller on that one and get in contact with the seller on the killer whale. If this doesn't get resolved, I'm gonna have to leave that negative feedback, because you know, I expect when I pay money for stuff, I expect it to be fully intact, or if it's not intact, at least put it in the description, let me know so I know whether if I want to buy it or not. So there you have it. Not happy at all when it comes to that, but I still got the nice tee, right? I still got the shoes, of course, those never fail me. I still got Beetlejuice right here. That never failed me, so I appreciate that. Appreciate Kith. I appreciate StockX for sending me those shoes in time. And then I appreciate the guy that actually sold me Beetlejuice. Thank you so much for those 3 items. I appreciate that. But until next time, Floyd on YouTube is just too sweet. Surveys in. One more or a few more for the good guy, minus those fucking broken toys. I appreciate you for showing up. Thank you so much. Sorry I had to make a part 2, but it is what it is when it comes to this. This is the first time that this has happened when it comes to me purchasing some toys or me purchasing stuff that came broken. So, hey, this is all real. This shit is all real. I cannot make this up. And you definitely can see my reaction when it comes to this. But at this time, we'll go ahead and conclude this part 2. I wish I had a better Christmas toys than what I got. But unfortunately, it happens when you're dealing with some old toys. But we'll see what happens. And then we'll, maybe if it's something good that comes out of this, I'll go ahead and let you know on the next pickup video. But until then, like I always say, hey, have a great Christmas. I know we're just probably like a week away from when this video comes out. Probably a little bit over a week from when this video drops. But until, I hope you have a great Christmas or great time going into the Christmas holiday or going into whatever holiday you celebrate. Mr. Wonderful thanks you from the bottom of his heart for tuning in. I appreciate you so much. And not like I always say, tune in next time. Why? Because I'm Floyd CHAVEZ. Why? Because I'm Mr. Wonderful. Why? Because I created this fucking channel. And why? Because the sneaker game is my bitch.